Good day, grade 12 students. Welcome to Inquiries, Investigations, and Immersion class, Developing Conceptual Framework. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to construct your own conceptual framework that allows the readers to visualize the relationship between the variables of the phenomenon under study and the direction of the study. Conceptual framework sometimes under siya ng chapter 1 but there are some formats na part siya ng chapter 2. But what is a conceptual framework? It illustrates what the researcher expects to find in the research, and it guides the researcher by giving clear directions to the research. In this definition, malalaman na natin yung importance ng part na ito ng ating research paper. It is like the SOP or the statement of the problem that guides you towards the clear direction of your research. It explains the major variables in the study. And the simplest way to explain a conceptual framework is that it is a diagram representing the relationship or the connections of the variables. In research, the easiest, simplest, and most effective way to explain complex relationships among your variables is through a particular diagram, which is yun nga, ating conceptual framework. How to do it? Always keep in mind that you do not just create a conceptual framework out of nowhere. You as a researcher must conduct comprehensive reviews of literature which then supports your CF. And in this way, it will make it more credible. And here we are not focusing about the steps on how to write a CF. Iba-iba kasi yung CF of the studies. We have here things to consider in writing a conceptual framework. Number one, we have the research topic or the research title. Balikan mo ang research title mo at mula dito, kukunin mo yung mga variables nito. And then, pwede mo nang buuin ang CF mo. For example, we have here our research title, Peer Tutoring, its effect on reading fluency of senior high school students. Here, peer tutoring is our IV or our independent variable. And reading fluency is our DV or our dependent variable. You will choose your variables and form their relationships. Okay, now that you have chosen your variables, you have to choose how these variables are related to one another or connected to one another. Number two, we have research questions. Pwede mong pagbasihan yan para makagawa ka ng CF. Yes, a reason why the research question is an essential part of your CF and your overall research. This is what puts the focus and path of the study. It avoids the chances of getting lost as you write the paper. Okay. We have also the third one, which is the related review of literature or your review of your related literature and studies. The purpose of having a literature review is to let you and your readers know about the existing ideas and information there are on your chosen topic, and as well as the weak and strong point of it. By having a review of literature, this narrows down what you will be putting in your CF. Again, always keep in mind that you do not just create a CF out of nowhere. How you illustrate the diagram will differ on a case-to-case basis. It explains the major variables in the study It is a diagram representing the relationship or connections of the variables. But generally, variable names have to be laid out clearly and put into rectangles. Variables have to be connected with lines and arrows, and the arrowheads will differ depending on the nature of the relationships. We have here one directional relationship, which A affects B and B does not affect B. B does not affect A. We have also here two directional relationship, which A affects B and B also affects A. Hindi tayo basta-basta gagamit lang ng shapes and arrows sa ating CF. The lines do not have to be limited to connecting only two variables. It can also show some relationships between or among more variables. For example, A affects B and also C. Illustrating the diagram or the paradigm. Research paradigm pertains to the diagrammatical presentation of your study. So research paradigm or your research presentation, diagram, illustration, model, plus the explanation in paragraph sa CF ng study mo. Research paradigm plus explanation equals conceptual framework. We have also here common types of research paradigm. I will not discuss this further. We have the IVDV model, which number 2, the IPO model, 3, predictor criterion model, and the P model, and then the POM or the proposed original model. We have also here the actual sample of conceptual framework. Note the following are not mine. These are not my work. We have here the research title. Yung kanina, peer tutoring, its effect on reading fluency of senior high school students, which is, ito yung IV-DV model natin. We have here this one, the model, and then here, the explanation in paragraphs. That is all for today. I hope you learned something and happy writing.